So on this channel, I'm always trying to show you, the music maker, how you can make money remotely doing what you love and from the comfort of your own bedroom. 99% of the time, if you're someone who's just got out of university studying music production, or you've just picked it up in the past year or so and you want to learn how you can actually start making money for your new skill set that you've learned, then again, this is the video for you. And I'm at you today with another freelance site, which I've briefly mentioned in previous videos on the top 5 ways to make money as a music producer. But I wanted to go over it again today because I've done a very interesting thing with this freelance site, which has made me think that this is something I'd suggest to you guys that you try out. Now, the freelance site that I'm talking about is Airgigs. Airgigs is kind of like Fiverr in many ways. Those you know what Fiverr is, obviously it's a freelance site online. Like internationally, you can work with people remotely, whether it be like graphic design, music, video editing, or even just creating and designing a birthday card. I don't know, whatever it is. Now, Airgigs is specifically tailored to the musician, to the music producer, to the sound designer, the session drummers, basically the music industry. This is the Fiverr of the music industry, and it's called Airgigs. Now, I wanted to talk about this today because I recently started paying to have my services featured on there to see if not only I'd make the money back, or if it's something that's profitable, or if it's something that's long-term, could be a major part of income as a freelancer. Now, I'm going to quickly drop. This is what Airgigs looks like if you go onto the home page. And again, as I said, like, it's really great for finding a industry professional and whatever it is you needed, like mixing, mastering, or you need an instrumental creating. And the first thing that I want to show you is my profile. So this is my profile. As I said, I wouldn't say it's the best looking profile on Airgigs, but I set it up. Now, one thing that you should really take note of is how long I've been a member of Airgigs. Now, this is the sort of emphasis I want to put on this freelance site. I've been a member since the 26th of January this year. And I can tell you now, from being on that long before I started featuring my services, I had a grand total of 0 orders, meaning I was making no money. Now, what are the services that I was selling before I get into the featured? Because you can see there is a review there, so I have had orders. Now, these are the services I'm providing. This one I recently added and I'm not so sure about it, but I provide mastering services, mixing and mastering services, music production services, and ghost songwriting. Now, ghost songwriting obviously is for songwriting, but the artist gets the full royalties. I mean, normally, like, you can pay a bit more. So, like, it's a niche that I'm in, and it does well for me, so I use it. Now, when you want to create a service, again, it looks a lot like Fiverr. So if you are on Fiverr already, you can see there's a lot of similarities. Like, if you want to create a service, let's say you want to provide, you want to be, I will be your pop songwriter, and then you can charge how much you want to charge for a song. But this, again, that's just the guide price. I just realized that I'm hiding it, and then again, like, you can do all these different settings for it, and again, like, show what category you're in. So it'd be songwriters, and a number of visions, obviously how many times the customer you can send the order to them and they can request changes. I normally do 3, to be fair. And then your description is like I will, and I, like, you know, ... You get the idea, like, describing what the service you can do. And basically, like, it's like Fiverr in a lot of ways, and like freelance sites, like, you fill these things out to your services, but that is how you create your services, like this. And I've used thumbnails, tried to keep them similar, and as you can see, I've got a theme going on here. Most of these I've copied from my actual Fiverr page because they just worked for me on there, so why not work over here? Now, the big thing which I want to talk to you about is featuring your services on Fiverr. And I'm back to my profile now because I have got this one review, and I'm telling you from featuring my services, which for those of you who want to know what that is, you can click on this button on your services and you can pay a monthly fee to have your service ranked at the top. And again, like, this is something which people may think, well, hang on a minute, Joe, I signed up to this freelance site because obviously it's free. I completely understand that a lot of people do not have the money every month to go and spend on these sorts of things and, like, invest with the risk that maybe I won't even make that $42 back. Now, I'm English, but we're going to talk in dollars for the sake of this video because for some reason, that obviously it's an American company, I think, so it's in dollars. So I decided to feature my ghost songwriting service, and I did that on the 10th of July of this month, just for a little bit of an idea of how far that is. We are now on the 29th of July. So I've been up running this featured for 2 weeks, and I can tell you now, before I featured my services, since the 26th of January, I had free messages, and now I've not only had free messages in the past couple of weeks, but I've also had an order which went through swimmingly, got accepted, and got left a 5-star review. And I earned from that order $190. So I put in $42 into the promotion, and what I got back was $150 in profit. Now, don't get me wrong, Airgigs, I'm just going to get myself back onto full screen here, there we go. So Airgigs do take a percentage, that's just standard because they've obviously got to make their money as a freelance site, but you only get the profit, so you don't have to pay any money to Airgigs if you do a transaction. Obviously, if you feature, you're paying $42 a month, or you can trial it out for 1 month for $38, I believe it was on there. Now, the reason why I think this is a good risk to take is because when you think about it, if you're providing a service which costs, let's say, $100 and you pay this $42 a month, you can break profit in running this for 2 months without getting a sale. And you can get one order, after 2 months, and you've made money. And I just think this is something that maybe you want to consider if you're at the stage where you really want to take freelancing seriously. I've always said you can't rely on the algorithm to get you that volume of sales. It's the same for Fiverr. I pay for promoted gigs, and that probably equates to about 40% of my earnings on Fiverr now, because I want it to be a consistent income. And though I do get orders through Fiverr algorithmically without having to do any promoted, I still have it on there because you want to have that almost like reliability. And then on top of that, Airgigs I pay for as well, and obviously I've made a profit in 2 weeks on it. So if I get another order in the next month, you can see the profits there, and you're making money. Sometimes you've got to spend money to make money, and it's the same with beat selling as well, which I've been saying in the videos. You can't rely on the algorithm. You've got to drive traffic to get them beat sales. But again, specifically to Airgigs, I definitely think this is something that is worth it. If you want to start making some money, maybe you've got a little bit of money to spare, $42. Honestly, you can't take my word for it entirely. Make sure you do your background research first. Have a look on Airgigs. Define your niche. That is the most important part of selling on freelance. Don't just copy someone else on there. You've got to promote what you're good at. If you're good in a specific genre, a style of production, or mixing and mastering for a specific genre again, then go with that, because the more niche you are, the less search results which appear next to you when someone in your niche is looking for your services, and you'll get more orders. Again, this is why I've gone for the ghost songwriting, because I feel like that's a niche I could hit. Since I've done that, a lot more people have got the same sort of ideas. So again, I wouldn't recommend it. But again, just find what you're good at and go with it. And if you're willing to invest a little bit of money, I promise you make it back, especially with a service like songwriting or production, where you're earning a decent amount. You're earning almost 4 times what you're, 2 to 4 times what you're putting in the features. So you'll be getting your money back. But yeah, guys, that was my video on Airgigs. Since January 26th, I've had 1 order, but we've only just started paying for featured, and it looks like it's pulled through. So again, I just want to make this little video to make you aware of this website, and I've only just started to hit it on the features, and hopefully I will do another video in the future to let you know what came of running this feature campaign for a couple of months, and tell you how much profit I've made on that. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Keep making music. I've been on the grind, and I will see you in the next video.